Videos ago. Oh, you hit the cable.
That's it. Just
damn it, Matt. No, what we should do is we should have me fall down the stairs. Oh shit, ledges! My weakness.
don't worry, I have your second favorite snack. Teachers.
Teacher. And my third favorite snack.
Children.
Children. But as long as we don't have my eighth favorite snack, cooked sushi.
Okay.
Oh shit.
We should probably get serious now, or else DJ will kill us.
DJ actually will kill us, yeah. And he'll probably find a way to get away with it. Or he'll think that he would. DJ's the type that he's like, oh, I could get away with it. And then he would proceed to tell the cops how smart he was in covering it up. Because he would want somebody to know.
Yeah, you just gotta not tell anyone.
A massive Mach 3 moth, the heavy missile tank Godzilla, the sky, sea, and land quake in the fierce battle of the century. See the armies of the world destroyed. See the birth of the world's most terrifying monster. See the war of the giants.
Masuwa.
Welcome back to Entertainment Rebooted. Specifically, welcome back to Cinema Revisited Godzilla, where we are watching all of the classic Godzilla movies, and we are talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the iconic of all of these films. Tonight's film was none other than 1964's Mothra versus Godzilla.
Godzilla.
I am joined, as usual, by my esteemed co-host, the overpowered Pat.
Hi.
As you can see, we're in the middle of a lot of renovations and things like that. So from here out, this is going to be closer to what we're looking at, but we're still working on it. So just a heads up, we have some stuff that's already pre-recorded, so it'll look back and forth. But for the most part, this will be the new set once it's not looking like everything exploded.
Yes.
Speaking of things exploding, let's talk
plan
about
B.
the explosive plot of Mothra versus Godzilla. Take it away.
Alrighty, John. This one starts with a whoosh.
Literally.
Yeah.
Just literally start with that. Tsunami.
Tsunami hits Japan. An entire district, which is going to be an industrial area, is flooded. A news reporter is sent there to take photos showing the devastation. In it, they find a single scale. But we're back at the news headquarters. There's a call that came in, and you know what's in this coming ashore, John?
Could it be an egg?
Yes. It's an egg the size of a football stadium.
What's in the egg, Pat?
Well, at this point, we don't know.
What do we know?
What we know is the fishermen do not like it. Fishing is lousy in the waters at the moment, so they're going to drag it ashore. And if they have to, they will eat it. But luckily, they have been blessed by an Into priest.
Thank goodness.
The news reporter is sent to take photos of the egg, and there's also a professor that is sent to test the egg to make sure it won't explode or release poisonous toxins into the air.
But while he's discovering things, who comes upon the giant egg?
The egg is bought out by Happiness Corporate.
Happy Incorporated.
Happy Incorporated.
Actually, Happy Enterprises.
Happy Enterprises.
We don't remember the name of it because they only say it about 7 times at the beginning of the film.
Yeah, it's a little messy, but hey, the egg's bought out by Happy Incorporated, and he kicks the professor away, saying, "No more test on my egg, sir. This egg is my property." We go to the hotel near the shore. Happy Incorporated meets his mysterious backer.
The head of Happy Incorporated.
He's not even Happy Incorporated. He's someone else. He's just the money
Oh,
man.
that's true. It's just like this mysterious money man that they don't actually get into, like, why it was secret. But you're right. He actually is not the head of Happy Enterprises or anything.
Yeah.
He's just a rich man with a strange smirk.
And a lot of money a case. A lot of money.
That's how you know he's evil.
Yeah. So much money just sitting in a cabinet in his room. Like, this isn't even his actual room. It's the hotel, and there's just a bunch of money in the cabinet. Like, not even locked.
It's true. He didn't even lock it.
Yeah.
Like, that money was literally just for him to bathe in.
Like, it was just stacks on stacks.
On stacks. We're talking Scrooge McDuck money.
We're talking past Scrooge McDuck. Yeah.
It's true.
He is the richest cartoon character.
This man was the richest cartoon character. All right, let's continue.
Back to the movie. Back to the movie,
let's get
people.
the plot.
Sorry.
Let's start getting into it. The plot.
The plot is that Happiness Incorporated is going to use the egg to start a theme park. Oh.
Around an egg.
Yeah, and what
No matter
hatches
what
out of
comes
it.
out.
Yeah. Be it bird.
Or beast.
Yeah. We will have it and we shall use it to make money. At least 1 billion won. Yen. But at this moment we hear, "Please return our egg. Please return our egg."
In the creepiest voice that you have ever heard.
Creepier than what I just made.
That's saying something.
Because I'm a creep. Sorry.
No comment.
Well, John, tell me how you really feel.
I think I just did.
I'll see myself out. Then we see the Shojin. Two small people, and not that kind. They're small, like Ant-Man.
Miniaturized people. They're literally people that are full size that got put.
No bigger than this. No bigger than this.
No bigger.
There's two of them. See, two.
Just like this. But
and
they
they're
talk.
twins.
And they're wearing erasers on their heads.
Fluffy erasers. They're fluffy. They say that the egg is the one, the only, Mothra's egg. Pause for applause.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. They need the egg and back to Infant Island, as it is the island's only savior.
And Infant Island is not because every single other person on the island is the size of an infant.
They're actually normal people sized.
They're normal people size, except for these two people that
are super tiny.
Super tiny.
We don't know why they're super
magically
tiny.
appear when
They're also
whenever they're
telepathic.
and teleportic.
Yeah, they just kind of boop 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 boop. Because they run away because the people try to capture them. Because they're like, you know what? We'll have a giant egg and tiny little people.
Because nothing goes together like that.
Yeah. Opposites do in fact attract, but not each other. They attract other people. The news reporter breaks into the room and is like, "Is there a burglar? I'll help you." They're like, "There's no burglar here. Out with you, good sir." But they don't say good sir. They just say, "Get out, you bum."
They kind of do. They're really rude.
Very rude.
Almost as if they're antagonists.
I know. Then the reporter goes into the forest for some reason. They never explain why they went to the forest. But they meet the Shohujin, who say the egg is Mothra's.
And it must
Please
be
return our egg. It was washed ashore when the tsunami pulled it from the mud.
Because the ground on Infant Island has become unstable due to all the nuclear testing that is taking place on Infant Island.
Yeah. Ain't no pretty no more. They also introduce Mothra, who is laying across the mountaintop and was not noticed up until the point they're like, She's right over there.
They literally, giant moth snuck up on them.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. Plain view. And it's not blending into the environment.
At all.
Giant moth.
No one saw it fly in.
Nobody heard it fly in. Or land.
Moths actually have quiet wings, though.
But this one didn't. It literally took off like a jet aircraft.
True. Okay. I stand corrected, people. So the news reporter, his camera woman, and the professor unite. And they're like, we're going to help you get your egg back. Then they share like 3 different news posts, and everyone's like, yeah, give the egg back. And Happy Incorporated is like, slander, I say, slander. Be gone with you while we make money. Yeah. And the news reporter's like, you know what, I give up. Then the tiny little people in Mothra go back to the island. They're just like, we're sorry. We tried. The blood is on your hands.
It's true.
Then the news reporter has given the scale that we found at the very beginning of this. Yeah, we're going back to that. To this professor who calls them to his office, and they decontaminate them in a room that looks like they're trying to radiate them. It looks like they're not decontaminating. It looks like they're straight up just like, you know what? You don't have enough radiation on you.
Yeah. And also the professor's just like an odd character because he's a zoologist, but he also handles radioactive material constantly.
Like repeatedly.
Like repeatedly.
Like he decontaminates them and then takes them to the scale just like, yes, I decontaminated you because the scale lifts lead shield. Geiger counter.
Like, it's literally one of the things where zoologist apparently is just like the handyman, the all-in-one, the jack of all trades of science.
He is the Swiss Army knife.
He is the Swiss Army scientist.
Way better.
Anyway.
So they go back to the prefect where the scale was found, and they start to try to do radioactive scans. But the assemblyman of that prefect shows up and he's like, I will not have you slandering our future industrial complex. Get out of here with your test. Please give me a good write-up. I want to be reelected.
And then Godzilla has other plans.
While the reporter is looking into off on this drained land, she notices the mud move. And from the mud arises a long brown tail. Tail. It was a tail. Then, who rises other than Godzilla? And he is... I think he's just cranky that he got woken up, if I'm being honest.
I mean, you'd be pretty cranky, too, if you got woken up from your mud bath.
Yeah. It's like, hey, where'd all my water go? So,
and he proceeds to bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum.
All up on Japan. Unfortunately, he's also really clumsy and trips like 5 different times.
His greatest weakness in this movie is ledges.
Yes, ledges.
Stairs,
which are kind of ledges if you think about it.
cliffs, which are ledges.
But just steeper and taller. You know, the ledge is a mighty object.
His first rampage actually seems more like he's accidentaling himself into destruction.
He literally gets his tail stuck in a radio tower and like spends a like solid 2 minutes trying to pull it out without touching it.
And then when he proceeds to knock over a building with the tower from his tail, he actually literally just stands like this.
Because the tower hits him and he's like, oh no!
Godzilla is a klutz in this film.
He also has puppy dog eyes in this film. It's weird.
Yeah, it's like, you're just kind of like, oh, he's so cute.
Yeah.
And then he does something absolutely terrible and you're like,
he's so cute.
why are you so cute?
So they begin to evacuate people. They're trying to think of a plan to combat Godzilla. When the professor is at the newspaper office, because, you know, that's what he do. And the head of the newspaper is like, what will we do to combat
Spider-Man?
What's he going to do to combat Godzilla? And the professor's like, what are you talking about? And the reporter's like, yo, shouldn't the government been thinking of this? And the newspaper man's like, you know what? It's the newspaper's job to tell people what to think. Then the reporter who always eats eggs. He is a very important character. He is never seen without an egg until the very end.
It's like half a dozen eggs, if not a full dozen.
Yeah. He just squeezes them right out of the chicken. He comes back and the newspaper head's like, I told you to go watch Mothra's egg and you are not to come back without watching it. And he's like, yo, we all evacuated because Godzilla was heading that way. You know, what if we asked Mothra to attack Godzilla? And then he's just like, oh, that's a brilliant idea. 3 people are just like, you know, that kind of sounds good, but are they going to be happy about that? Because, you know, we didn't help him get the egg back. He's like, and the professor's just like, you know what? I will eat the humble pie, and I will take their to scorn if they can save lives. So, they head to Infant Island. They go there, and it is a wasteland. There's bones everywhere. There's a little thing that's just like bobbing its head in the corner, which we never really get back to.
It may or may not be alive.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. I think it's alive, but not alive at the same time. Like fungus.
It was the fungus among us.
Yeah. So they're trying to find people, and they're surrounded by human beings painted completely red. But they're normal sized, and they're not tiny like the shoji, and we don't know why they're tiny. They don't explain that.
They never do talk about why they're tiny, and they never actually explain.
No one
exactly
questions
what they
it either.
It's true. Even like people that run into them later on, the only people that have ever really reacted to the fact that there were creepy tiny people
That glow
and can be heard anywhere are the main characters and the antagonists. Everyone else that ever runs into them are just like, tiny dude.
Chill. So, they are captured by the natives of Infant Island, and they are brought before the chief, who has a mighty impressive hat, like the most impressive hat ever.
What the 2 priestess ladies are lacking in size, he took for his hat, which is as tall as he is.
It is like a 3-year-old child on top of his head.
It's ridiculous.
They're like, please, Godzilla is attacking our lands. We have come to ask Mothra for help. Chief's like, no.
Screw y'all. Y'all dropped the devil's fire.
Yeah.
Now you gotta reap the reward.
You lit the fire that was banned by the gods, and you have destroyed our island. Why would we help you, evil creatures?
So they proceed to go following the singing songs that are coming out of the oasis that has suddenly appeared on the island.
In the middle of the island that we never see.
And what do they do? They get Mothra. And Mothra's like, yo, bro, I'll help you out, but I'm dying.
Yeah. Mothra makes its final flight towards land. The newspaper and the photographer and professor beat her back. They're like, meanwhile, the army's just like, you know what? We have a plan. We have
2 plans.
2 plans. Not 1, but 2. Plan A. We will force Godzilla to this point, and we will bomb him.
And electrocute him.
And electrocute him with our lightning generators. Even though lightning made him stronger last movie, but you know what? Yeah, don't flirt with that.
And what happens if option A fails?
Why, we go with Operation B, where we push him to a different point. We
With
drop
bombs.
bigger bombs.
And then we hit him with a bigger electrical fence.
Yes. Not
That's
only
the
that,
plan.
we drop a net on him. A conductive net.
Not just a net. 3 nets.
3 nets.
Godzilla's 10th week.
Oh, yeah. All 3 hit him. He starts to go.
Literally flipping out.
He's getting. He falls. They're like, oh, we should go in and finish him off. Up the voltage. Sir, we're giving her all she's got.
Giving her all she's got, Captain. And then
I said up it. Unfortunately, upping it does not work because, you know, you can't push too much volt through something without it breaking. Godzilla's just like, yo, bro. Melts everything.
literally. He melts wires. He melts tanks. He melts rocks at one point.
It is crazy. Flash to a hotel. What hotel? The antagonist hotel. Mm-hmm. Happy Enterprises is like, you scammed me and you took all my money. Give me my money back. Mysterious Money Man. No, it was a joint enterprise. Happiness Enterprise. You'll give me my money. No.
Literally beats him up on camera.
Yeah, on camera. It's kind of crazy.
Blood, everything.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't see that often.
in the face.
And that's the point. Then he runs to the cabinet, pulls it open. Like we said, not locked. What? Starts throwing money into his jacket.
As one does.
Evil money man gets up, runs to the side of his desk, and looks out the window. And there's Godzilla. He's like, ah! Rummages through his drawer and pulls out a gun.
A very little gun.
Yes. Smaller than Walter PPK. Most people have seen that gun.
So it's about that size.
He shoots Happiness Enterprises and just looks at him just like, ah. Then he looks up, sees Godzilla. Ah! Throws money into the jacket, pulls it together, and starts running. Godzilla attacks the hotel. And he does not make it out.
The money bags. Godzilla's fine.
Yeah.
He did fall into the
He did fall into the hotel, yeah. There was a ledge nearby.
His third weakness.
At this point, Mothra appears, hovering on the wings of dust. Flies over and goes... drops the shoji by the three of them, and then flies back towards Godzilla.
And uses the power of wind and friendship.
Yeah, while
And
Godzilla
dust.
is trying to bust into the incubator and eat her egg, yo. He's like, yo, that's my third favorite snack right there. Mothra egg.
Soft boiled. Just
Oh,
like
yeah. But Mothra's like, nah, you ain't having that, son. I'm bigger than you. Goes whoosh, 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 like typhoon force winds, starts throwing stuff everywhere, then grabs Godzilla by the tail, drags him far away.
literally drags him. And we're talking like drags this huge
Huge Godzilla.
by the tail. Like just dragging him away.
Yeah, just drags him away. Takes him to another ledge because Godzilla can't handle that.
So it's just weakness.
Yeah, he falls in the ledge. Mothra's just like, starts jabbing him. Just jabbing.
We proceed to have the most hilarious fight scene between two kaiju I've ever seen on film.
Truly hilarious, but also pretty epic at the same
Pretty
time.
epic because he's actually like trying to fight him with his tail, but because he's fighting him with his tail, they keep showing his front,
Yeah.
and he's just flailing.
He's
so
just
it's
like-
literally like Godzilla was embodying me fighting a giant moth,
Yes.
both panicking and knowing I'm not actually getting hurt at the same time.
Yeah. Then Mothra unleashes his poisonous pollen. Sorry, Musara. Unleashes the poisonous pollen and goes. Godzilla's on the ground, just like. He starts letting off atomic breath left and right, and he strikes Mothra's wing. Mothra flies away.
And dies.
She's very weak now. She lands on her egg and lays one wing gently across it. Godzilla wanders off and starts heading towards the shore again.
Because he's in search of his second favorite snack.
School children. The Shojin take the three of them and say, we must go to Mothra's egg. Her legacy must continue. They start singing their song.
An absolute banger, by the way.
Oh, yeah. The island's people's song can be heard traveling across the waves. The egg starts to glow. Meanwhile, Godzilla is making his way to Iwa Island, where there are 10 school children and a teacher stuck on it.
And unfortunately, about 50 ledges.
So many ledges. Godzilla's destroyed so many things just because of the ledges. The egg glows and glows and grows, and it breaks. And out pops Mothra's larvae.
Who
But
we
that's not
named
it.
affectionately Matt and Jennifer. Both are girls.
You broke
Don't
the
question.
broke the surprise of the second larvae.
Oh.
Yeah, a second larvae pops out. It's twins! Yay! Thanks.
You're welcome. Happy to help.
The twins are just like, because they're newborns. And they start swimming, and they're heading towards Iwa Island. And they're like, you know what, Godzilla? You killed our mama. We're going to get you, son.
My name is Matt the Larva.
And my name is
Jennifer the Larva.
Jennifer the Larva.
Prepare to die.
You killed our mother. Prepare to die. So we then proceed with the second Tri-Kaiju fight.
And what I didn't know was the actual funniest kaiju fight I've ever seen in my life. The larvae grabs onto Godzilla's tail.
And Godzilla's just like, just wagging his tail all over, trying to get the larvae out. The other one's like creeping through the island, trying to sneak up on him. He eventually gets the one off his tail.
After like 8 minutes.
8 minutes of just flailing and slapping his tail everywhere. He starts taking to higher ground. One of them peeks his head out of a tail because Godzilla is about to attack her head out of the tunnel while Godzilla's about to attack Matt. Sorry, Matt. And starts shooting silk at him, just like.
And then they proceed to lay cover fire for each other while simultaneously taking cover. Meanwhile, Matt, while shooting his silk, continuously gets hit in the face by rocks.
So many rocks. So many rocks. And Godzilla starts shooting his
atomic breath melting rocks.
He's melting rocks, and they're not like going lava. They're just like straight up melting like ice cream.
They're just folding like a stack of cards.
Like it was some kind of inflatable object. Yeah, but they keep silking him, and they're covering him in silk, and he's slowly getting more and more covered like he's in a straitjacket. He's like doing a Houdini impersonation.
I certainly hope there's not a ledge nearby.
But oh no, there is. They finally cover all of him, and his face is covered. He falls through the ground. They keep shooting silk, and he's like, kicking his little feet. And he rolls into the sea. And you know that they say he's taken care of. He fell into the sea. We don't see him again. So the larva goes swimming off.
Into the sunset.
Into the sunset with the Shoujin on top of him. And they're like, goodbye. Professor's just like, you know what? I wish we could thank him. Reporter dude's like, you know what? We want to thank him. Let's make a better world.
That's your job, the audience. Make the world better. Stop your atomic testing on Infant Island, audience.
Yeah, you want Mothra to come after you? Because Mothra's a force for good. Not like Batra.
Speaking of the good, now that we've gone through every little detail of the film.
But I've gone a little overboard, but it needed it.
This film is just, it was fun. I'll go ahead and just do my good. The good of this film is it's good. It's fun. Like, is it a serious film? Is it something that you can take super duper seriously? Absolutely not. But it is just, the good of this film is it's just fun. It is dumb, stupid fun.
It is genuine.
And it's genuine. Like, the thing is that it's like, it's fun in all of the good ways. It's campy in all of the good ways. It really leans into the ridiculous nature that it has, but it does it so well. So that's the good for me, is that it's a good, fun, campy film. What about you, Pat?
You know, it still holds up. This entire film series has just like masterful scale making. Like, and it just holds true in this as well. Yeah. Like, they improved upon it even kind of, because you're not able to see that the planes are the same completely. Yeah, the modeling is just, it is so much better in this movie. Like, and it's not even that the modeling's been bad. It's just, no, like the modeling's been great. Like, it's been magnificent. This time it's just like they take that amp, they turn it past 10. Yeah, they just found a way to improve on it, and you didn't even think it was possible. But yeah, there's also the banger of a song that they made in it. Unfortunately, no subtitles, so we don't know what was actually said. It literally could have been anything. All we know is that they said Mothra about 10,000 times. Oh, yeah. And it made Mothra's twins hatch. It drew people to the Oasis. It's got a lot of powers. It's kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. All right, what about the bad? What's the bad? So the bad's just like something that was just kind of meh. It's not the thing that you warn people about, but what's kind of the bad about? I mean, the human antagonist in it is kind of interesting, but it's also kind of throwaway. Yeah, that is fair. There's not really a lot of stakes involved with this antagonist. He doesn't really do too much to really move the plot. In fact, to expand on it, without him.
the movie could have happened without almost all of the main characters. Like that, I say almost, but like the journalist could have been almost anybody. You could have gotten rid of the journalist and just had like the zoologist go to the island. You could have gotten rid of the zoologist and just had the journalist go to the island. Like all you needed to have was a protagonist that tried to get Mothra to come to save Japan.
Yeah.
So I think that bad is just, I think like the human relationships, they're good. They're well acted. They're well put together. But
they're not essential, kind of.
They're not really essential. Well, especially the main antagonist just gets lost. I agree with you 100%. I think that the human antagonist just kind of lackluster, doesn't really do much.
If anything, he was kind of a throwaway about greed.
Yeah. All right. How about ugly? What is the thing that if you're talking to people about Mothra versus Godzilla that you kind of just give them a warning about, like, hey, this is kind of ugly about this movie. It can detract from it, so just here's a warning if you're going to watch it.
If they're going into this one expecting like the same seriousness as the previous ones.
That's fair. I mean, King Kong versus Godzilla was pretty campy, but they tried to be
they tried
a little serious with it.
This one, like, they knew it was getting kind of ridiculous, but they ran with it. So, like, you kind of got... It's not really... I don't feel it was ugly in the... It didn't make the film ugly, but, like, if you're going in expecting that, you're going to be a bit disappointed. Which could be the ugly.
Yeah. Personally, an ugly for me, I would have to say is just the miniature people. It's one of those things. It's a personal preference. Like I think it's almost 100% just like a personal thing for me. But whenever they have miniaturized humans, where they do the camera trick, where they take people and they miniaturize them just for the sake of being able to do it, I don't like that gimmick. And a lot of films that I've seen do that, especially older films from the 40s through the 60s. That was like in the other series that we do, the Universal Monsters that I do with DJ. That was my main complaint about Bride of Frankenstein, is that they have a bit where they have these miniaturized people, and it's just kind of like a gimmick.
Yeah.
So I would just say that it's a really old trick. It's one thing that movies were kind of obsessed with for a little bit. They're always off-putting to me, and it doesn't help that they give them like really creepy music the first few times that they show up on screen.
Yeah, there's a lot. They give them a lot of just kind of.
Yeah, it's very off-putting. So I would just say that that's just kind of the ugly. It's a product of its time.
Yeah,
where they tried to do this gimmick, and a lot of people tried it, and it just the priestesses could have worked as normal sized people, but
the only thing is like they're established as
Yeah.
tiny, so
they're established as tiny because they introduced them like that. So
they're established as tiny in Mothra's origin film.
well, right,
Yeah, so
but
still don't know why they were tiny anyway. So yeah.
So I would just say that that's just kind of ugly. That's a product of the time. I'm glad that not a lot of films really do that anymore.
I mean, the only advantage of them being tiny is that they can put them in the little tiny box to carry them around.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they carry them around in a box for like maybe an hour.
They carry them around in the box a lot. It's a good thing that they carried them around in the box, because they became like the boom box with their absolute banger as they continue to sing, even though they were nowhere near Mothra or her larvae.
Yeah.
Just continued to sing.
Yeah. And no one questioned it.
Nobody questioned
at
it.
all.
Why would you?
They didn't even question why the tiny people were there. No one thought it was weird. The only people that actually thought it was weird were the bad guys.
I mean, and the first time that the main protagonist run into him.
They didn't really think it was weird. They were just like, oh, that's
different. A thing.
Yeah.
All right. Iconic. What is the thing that you would say to sell this film? What is the iconic thing? Why is watching Mothra versus Godzilla worth it?
Mothra's fight versus Godzilla. It is kind of a break because usually Godzilla is portrayed very powerful. Mm-hmm. This is kind of the first time where you see him kind of down and out. Like, Mothra just kind of wipes the floor with him until he gets a lucky shot out.
That's true.
And if Mothra wasn't already on her deathbed, he probably wouldn't have gotten it.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, Godzilla being on the ropes is nice. I mean, even King Kong, he kind of... Didn't he beat King Kong, like, all of the times that they fought?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he picked King Kong up in, like...
Yeah, like...
At one point, like...
Yeah. So, it is interesting to see Godzilla actually, like, meet his match.
Yeah,
like, thoroughly.
And that match being a giant moth.
Yeah, and then 2 larvae.
Yeah.
The fights are iconic in the film. Also, just the introduction of Mothra into the Godzilla films.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's iconic in and of itself. It's Mothra.
Yeah.
Mothra is a major player in the Godzilla lore. This is the first time that we're seeing her interacting directly with Godzilla. Yeah. And also, we're seeing a giant kaiju monster that isn't really a monster, but a guardian.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of iconic, too, because even King Kong versus Godzilla, neither one of the...
They were both loose.
They were
wild.
Yeah, they were both wild, loose creatures that were...
instinct-driven and didn't care what happened to anything around them.
Yeah. So, I would say that it's iconic to see, like, the kaiju fight genre be where you're not just seeing wanton destruction. You're seeing a giant kaiju defending humanity. So there's this feeling of hope that the other films don't really get into very much. So
it was a lot easier to root for Mothra.
It is very easy to root for Mothra. Mothra is just like badass.
Oh yeah, she's crazy, man.
Yeah, she doesn't even have to do a lot.
Yeah,
but still, it's just this film's just very fun. Like,
so fun.
I really am enjoying these films. Like, everybody told me that I would really like them. I'm not huge into the kaiju monsters. I've seen the legendary Godzilla, like the 2014 on. I've seen all of those, and I really enjoyed those. So I don't know. I'm very much enjoying this series.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. Any final thoughts, Pat?
Not at the moment, good sir. Not at the moment.
Well, before you get any more thoughts, so we'll wrap this up.
Cooked sushi.
Cooked sushi.
8th favorite snack.
8th favorite snack of Godzilla. Godzilla approved. Ledges, not Godzilla approved. 10 out of 10. Would fall down again.
That's approving. Huh? That's approving. 0 out of 10. Would fall down again.
Will fall down. I'll say 10 out of 10, like 100% will fall down. All
right.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We hope that you are enjoying this series as much as we are. If you want to follow along with us, we are watching with the Godzilla, the Showa era films, 1954 to 1975. It is available on Godzilla.com and Amazon. So if you want to follow along with us, this is how to follow along with us right now. Otherwise,
follow the lead.
Otherwise, if you just want to follow us in general, we watch old movies and revisit them. We watch bad movies and kind of make fun of them a little bit. Things are kind of changing up on the channel a little bit, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, we try to watch a new movie every week, although we're kind of taking a step back from that as well, just because
this explosion.
Yeah, this is so much. If you're curious to see how this eventually will look, be sure to check in, because eventually most of the videos will actually have the set the way that's supposed to be, because not everything was filmed 7 months in advance.
Yeah, this one was filmed 5 years ago.
I wonder who's going to win the presidential election.
Oh, God.
Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know your thoughts.
Be a year too early. 4 years, man.
Oh, that's true. Anyway, Let us know your thoughts in the comments below about Mothra versus Godzilla and how we can improve the channel. Otherwise, we will see you guys in the next one.
Bienvenido.
Awesome. Thanks for watching.